They've done it perfectly well. Perfectly well. This is Memphis Stars with a double R because of Dustin Starr. Dustin Starr, Memphis Vince. Yes, Stars of Tomorrow. So it's got the stars who are at the Wrestle Centre Performance Centre. The Wrestle Centre Performance Centre. I'm sure they don't call it that. It's not very snappy, is it? And also, though, because they have already brought stars on who were at the Wrestle Centre Performance Centre, the WC PC. That's it. I couldn't get it right. WCPC. Doesn't sound right, does it? Anyway, that took a while, didn't it? Anyway, because they've got stars they brought on in previous years, they can bring those stars in, and we've seen them before, so they're recognisable, and call them the Stars of Tomorrow, because they're the Stars of Tomorrow today. Yeah. So first of all, it's not very popular at the moment, it seems, in Memphis Wrestling, Jonathan Gresham, who is there. Well, he's working at the Wrestle Centre Performance Centre, the WCPC, and he's supposed to be fighting Tim Bosby, but he's not come in. It's not that he couldn't get there. That word is not used. It's that he hasn't made the trip. It sounds like, from what they're saying and from Tim Bosby's cheesed off demeanour, or as Dustin Starr would say, bleeped out, pissed off later on, naughty, it does seem as though he has decided not to come, or do something else, perhaps. Well, he's not going to fight Boz, but I'll tell you who will. Mike Anthony, because he loves Boz's time with the internet title. Of course, it's his title at the moment. It's Mike Anthony's title at the moment. He wants a match. He says that Boz is the greatest internet champion ever. It's brilliant to see. And this match later on, let me tell you, spoiler alert, will also be brilliant to see. Terence Ward, the salty Terence Ward, calls it a contender even this late on in the year for Match of the Year. And I think he's probably correct. Did you hear that? It was a cough. I was trying to get something dislodged. I wanted to cough from the beginning. And I thought, I can't really go off mic and cough. I need to cough right now. So I did. But I covered my mouth. It was all right. Now, we start with Cobra talking about the trainees and the fans saying who they've come to see. It's lovely. Has a kind of big feel. And then you've got an over-the-top rope battle. An elimination, a battle royale in a way. KO versus DJ Blaine to start with. Then for Sean Harvey, I'm looking at my notes to make sure I don't miss anybody, out of the bad guy locker room. He knocks both KO and DJ Blaine down. Ash Taylor is then out. The Ash Hole himself. We know Ash Taylor. And he has to go at everybody. Out comes Big John Dalton, who's my pick to win the whole thing, folks. Foreshadowing. You've got Zaya Wolf, who, of course, does a lot of interviewing. She enjoys working with the fans there. Makari Candy and Zaya Wolf are kind of together, not really getting into the ring. And then immediately, while they're waiting, KJ Rocker comes out of the bad dressing room, the bad guys' locker room, and just goes through them to get out there. Yeah. Now, that makes Wolf and Candy get into the ring and attack KJ Rocker. They've got a reason to now, you see, so they do. Of course they do. Then you've got Oso, who's a bad guy. He calls for Dustin, goes to the desk, capital T, capital D, and the action's still going on while he does a bit of a piece to camera. I think it's a Spanish language promo to start with. And then he says that he wants to make an official statement, tells the fans to shut up so he can make that official statement. And he says that the stars of tomorrow are dim and he will check who is the best. Now he gets in the ring and Dustin has to tell us. He said he's going to win the whole thing. He didn't tell us that. And I'm not quite sure the promo was what might have been expected. I think he forgot something. I don't think it really had a beginning, a middle or an end. So, yes, not great. But there you go. Back in the ring, we have Oso pushing Wolf over and then getting eliminated by Makari Candy, which is great. Then they're watching their handiwork, Wolf and Candy, and they get eliminated as well. Yes. Then we get in Alistair, who is bad. James Curtis, who is a previous vet and is not an animal vet, a military vet. And then we've got he's in Stars and Stripes trunks. Oh yeah, or rather shorts, you know. So Sevin Cruz is then out with his charisma, great charisma. Doesn't enter immediately, just waits for a bit, and then out the good guys' dressing room comes Slaughterhouse. Two big guys, big tag team. They'll be on later on as well. Some of these wrestlers will pull double duty on this day, and they get him in there. Stereo slams. They eliminate a few actually. Then the Reverend Ashhole begs off, gets a big clothesline which puts him down, and eventually Big John Dalton gets both slaughterhouses out. The second one via a low bridge, and he wins through. Now it was all right. It was okay to introduce everybody, and here comes Sevin with KJ Rocket. Maybe they're an item, and versus James Curtis. Terence does work with veteran groups, so he knows James Curtis well. And Sevin's got his light-up shoes, which I like very much. There are Curtis arm drags and a slam. Rocker then slaps Curtis. And here comes Aaron Roberts through the crowd, arriving at the desk, capital T, capital D. Now, Sevin Cruz leaves immediately. Curtis receives a clothesline and a problem bomb. Here comes the gun show. And he gives Aaron Roberts a big clothesline, then grabs Aaron Roberts' hand. He's out for the count, folks, and just makes him sign. I don't know whether or not that's legal, is it? Terence certainly points that out. I mean, I'm no lawyer, but I think we're going to have to look back at the tape and say, I don't think he signed that, did he? But it's wrestling, so you can do that. Okay, Slaughterhouse versus Bradley and Phil. Again, Dustin does the whoa, but I don't think Terence joins in this time. Yeah. Then you've got Nick James from Slaughterhouse slamming Bradley, slams his partner onto Bradley. There's a Phil trip from the outside. Terence says it's all legal. He's quite right. It is legal. Get a 5, you see. Bradley then gets a chain-assisted fist off the top, but into Phil, unfortunately. Takes a chokeslam, gets the pin. Or rather, receives the pin. Yeah. And here comes Simon saying, Santa ain't coming. It's going to crush Christmas and your souls. There's the Grinch, and then there's the Grinch Turbo. And that's what that is. So, Mike versus Boz. It's great. Early mat work. Let me just go through the details here. Boz puts Anthony down. There's an Anthony drop kick, but Boz is out and gets him over the top. The crowd are a bit quiet for this, actually, to begin with. Even when Boz gives Anthony a belly-to-belly suplex on the floor, there's a release Bozplex, a big posting, which is well sold by Mike Anthony. He loves it, does so well. Belly-to-belly throw. Anthony goes for the genetic dream, gator feet, caught by Bosby, and a power slam right on Mike Anthony's head, and he kicks out. Mike then gets the genetic dream off the top into the throat. Boz kicks out, but I think by just by muscle memory, really. Mike slowly on the top and allowing Boz time to get him off the top. They're both down. There's a kick out. Terence says this is a match of the year contender, as I said. It is. There's an ankle lock from Bosby. It's turned round by Mike. He tries a ripcord clothesline. Bosby just stands there. Bosby gets a small package into an ankle lock. Suddenly, there's an Anthony counter, and he gets the pin. It was brilliant. There's a handshake. Bosby's got attitude about it, and I haven't got attitude about this, because showing the stars of tomorrow is lovely. Keeping the stars of today is superb. What a great programme. And Memphis do it week after week. And I love Salty Terence. Not against the rules. He's quite right. Ta-ta.